Okay, I am so sorry that the lighting is so bad in this video. Like, I'm orange right now. I look like Donald Trump right now. That was a terrible joke. I'm actually really sorry for this video in general. I'm a little upset right now. I'm a little jittery right now. Like, I just got off work. My take-home drink was a latte. I just found a piece of popcorn in my bed. I'm living. I just feel like ranting right now, and I'm sorry. So, the reason why I'm upset is because I'm really at the end of my rope when it comes to being misgendered. I've been out as trans for a year and a half. When I first came out, being misgendered was not that painful. For the first few months, I was able to deal with it, but then it just kept getting exponentially worse. And I don't know why it is, but like, now that I'm on T, and I've been on T for a month and like almost a week, it feels like I'm getting misgendered more often. And really the only place that I like get misgendered, because I'm not living a very social life right now. Like, I don't really have any friends at the moment. I just don't really get misgendered anywhere else except for at work, because I work in a coffee shop, so it's very customer oriented and you have to like talk to people all day. I get called ma'am, I get called miss, I get called a lady like at least once every shift now for the past few weeks, and it is getting to be really unbearable, because I think about it, like whenever it happens, I think about it for such a long time after it happens, and it really affects me very deeply. It is the worst dysphoria trigger that there is for me personally, is being called miss or ma'am, or the worst one, which is lady. That is the oh my god. Wow, I hate being called a lady. Makes my skin crawl. It makes me want to crawl out of my body and die in a hole. Like, I know sound like I'm being really melodramatic, but seriously, being called a lady. See you around. I can't handle it. So I don't know why it's been happening like every single day. I know that I'm really skinny. I know that you can see my skinny arms. I know that you can see my baby face. And I know that you can hear my high-pitched voice. And I know that in your mind, when you have no experience with trans people, you don't think about being trans that often. You're not brought up in a place where you're exposed to that because you're cis and you just don't have to deal with that. Your mind just equates to female. And your mind doesn't equate to like my gender is female. Your mind equates to I have a vagina, therefore you need to call me ma'am. And you just assume that even though I have a flat chest and a boy's haircut and it looks like I'm trying to present masculinely, you are just gonna call me ma'am and just assume that I'm okay with it. I know that I shouldn't be mad. I know that I sound like a bitch, and I know that I sound like someone who's just has their expectations way too high. Maybe I do, but it hurts me so much. And I know that like they probably don't think anything of it. They probably just think that I'm like a butch lesbian. I feel like the worst part of it is that I feel like I have no right to be angry. Like, I mean, I really don't. Like, I know that they don't have malicious intent. I know that they're not intending to hurt me. There were like 2 times when this happened where like somebody called me ma'am and I tried to look confused. I feel like my best response to when someone calls me ma'am is to like give them a look, like a confused look, so that maybe then they'll get it and I'll be able to take a sigh of relief when they say, oh, sorry, sir. I don't know. Oh my god. So there was this guy that came in and he was paying for his drink and I asked him a question. I don't even remember what I asked him. And he goes, yes, ma'am. And being, like, I don't think about it that often. It's always, like, very unexpected. I don't get, like, gendered that often at work because usually people see me and they think, like, they can't really tell, so they just don't call me anything, which is fine. Like, I appreciate that. It would be great if you called me sir, but, like, if you're not sure, you don't have to say anything. But he just went with ma'am. While I was, like, poking the cash register machine thing, I did, like, that kind of look. And, I was trying everything I could to, like, show him that I was confused as to why he called me a ma'am. I made sure to do it, like, right after he said it, and he still didn't correct himself. While we were completing the transaction, I was kind of, like, avoiding eye contact with him. I was trying to make my voice sound a little bit deeper, but there was no point. I had already talked to him. He had already heard what my voice sounded like, so maybe it was a little immature, but I was kind of, like, acted like I had my feelings hurt. I was just kind of like, have a good day, or, like, have a good one, like, okay. Like, I was just answering in, like, very short, terse responses. And then when my next customer came up, I was like, hi, how are you? And then he was, like, walking away. He was like, okay, like, what did I do? And then today, once again, I got called a lady. There was this mom that came in. She looked fairly young. She had a young child. And I was working with my female coworker tonight. She had gotten her drink and was ready to leave and everything. She said, thank you, ladies. And there was nothing I could do. Like, that's what sucks so much about it. Like, I feel so uncomfortable saying, like,
I'm a boy, actually.
Because the thing is, like, if I was a cisgender boy and, like, have been a boy my whole life, and someone called me, like, a lady, I probably wouldn't feel the need to be like, I'm a boy. I would probably just, like, laugh it off or whatever. Like, it wouldn't bother me, but the fact that I went 17 years as the wrong gender and presenting as the wrong gender and being seen as the wrong gender, the fact that I missed out on an entire boyhood being called ma'am when you're injecting yourself in the leg with testosterone every week, it's like a reminder that I will never truly be a man. And I know, like, there's that part of me that's like, you're already a man, you've always been a man, you are a 100% male, but like, I know it's not true. My sex is female, my birth name, my legal name is still the most feminine name that you could possibly have. It says it in all my school records. I don't have the money right now to legally change my name, even when I'm on testosterone for 5 years, and even when I have top surgery, and even when I'm legally Oliver Russell Chadra, my sex is still female. It's just a fact. Like, I was born biologically female. I will never be a cisgender male, ever. When I pass, I am going to go completely stealth. And this isn't against anyone who, like, is open about their trans identity. Like, I actually have a lot of respect for that. I think that takes a lot of courage and, like, self-confidence to do that. But I just don't really have that with being trans, because I feel like as soon as people know that about me, they, like, see me differently. They automatically just, like, see me as less of a man. They see me as, like, a half woman, half man mutant creature, and, like, I know obviously they shouldn't, but that's how I feel that they see me, and I feel like that's the one thing that they're thinking about, and they have all these, like, questions that they want to ask me, like, wait, so do you have a penis? Like, when did you first come out? And, like, it's fine, like, I don't care if they ask those questions, like, I mean, I'm open about it right now, because I might as well be, like, I don't look or sound like a man, at least not a grown man, who can drive a car and have a job, but I swear to God, as soon as I start passing, 100% of the time, I'm gonna go stealth. I am. I mean, and that's gonna be, I really hope that by the time that I'm passing, I'm doing better financially so that I can afford to legally change my name. Because that, not having my name legally be Oliver, and not having any financial support to, like, start that process, is actually, it has been such a hindrance to me, especially with, like, school and stuff. Like, my senior year, I had to cover my ID with a little piece of paper that said Oliver because I couldn't stand showing it to people when it said such a clearly feminine name. And then you look at me and it's like, oh, that's a girl then. Like, that the name says that, so that's a girl. So I would just cover it with Oliver. And then I would, like, show it to people and people would be suspicious and be like, is this really you? Is that covered for a reason? Also, I hate that when, like, people call me Miss, like, from behind me, like, if I'm not looking at them, it is still, even though I am disgusted by that word when it's referred to me, even though I don't identify as Miss, I don't identify as that at all, like, I still turn my head. I still turn my head when people say Miss. It's like, it's too late at that point, you know? When you respond to it because you've been conditioned to respond to that your whole entire life, and it's still just an instinct that you turn your head, like, you've basically just, to them, you've just, like, confirmed that you are a woman, even though I'm not. I don't like making rant videos. I never make them because I feel like they're kind of pointless. I guess if you can relate to this, like, I guess maybe you could get something out of it. And if you're, like, starting testosterone, what people don't tell you, or at least for me, you might get really, really antsy and eager at the, like, in the first few months if things aren't changing and you're still getting misgendered. Like, you might get really upset. Might. Not everyone does. Some people take being misgendered with stride and are able to get over it. I'm not. Clearly. I can't get over it and I just want to bitch about it for hours on end, which is great. I'm gonna go work on my essay. That's due tomorrow. Yeah. Hang in there, you guys. I'm hanging in there, loving life. Okay, bye.